What if I told you that Vladimir Putin isn't just one of the most powerful men in the world, but also one of the wealthiest, without ever officially claiming a fortune? On paper, the Russian president earns a modest salary of $200,000 per year, with only a small apartment, a few government-owned cars, and a pension fund to his name. But behind the scenes, his real empire is hidden beneath layers of secrecy, shell companies, and loyal oligarchs who act as his financial guardians. For years, speculation has surrounded the true scale of Putin's wealth. Some estimates suggest his net worth exceeds $200 billion, placing him among the richest men on Earth. But unlike traditional billionaires, Putin doesn't need to own assets in his name. Instead, he has access to private jets, palatial mansions, and an entire fleet of luxury yachts without officially owning a single one. It is a level of wealth and control that no other world leader enjoys. And at the center of it all, his ultra-exclusive billion-dollar private yacht parties, where business, politics, and pleasure collide in total secrecy. These floating palaces serve as Putin's most luxurious escape, a place where only the world's most powerful figures are invited. But what really happens behind the closed doors of these yachts? And how does Putin manage to enjoy this billionaire lifestyle while keeping it completely off the record? To understand, we need to step inside the hidden world of Putin's private yacht collection, where unimaginable luxury meets untouchable power. Vladimir Putin is known for his obsession with secrecy, but when it comes to luxury, his lifestyle is impossible to hide. While he officially owns no yachts, the truth is that he has access to some of the most expensive and exclusive super yachts in the world, each one more extravagant than the last. These aren't just personal indulgences, they are floating fortresses built for both pleasure and power, designed to operate completely outside the public eye. The most legendary of them all is the Scheherazade, a $1.3 billion super yacht stretching over 460 feet. One of the largest and most expensive private vessels ever built. While Putin's name is nowhere on the official ownership documents, the yacht's crew and maintenance records tell a different story. Many of the people working aboard the Scheherazade are directly linked to Russia's Federal Protective Service, the same elite security force that guards Putin himself. When investigations were launched into the yacht's true ownership, Russian officials scrambled to keep its real connections hidden. The Scheherazade is more than just a luxurious escape. It is a floating palace, a meeting hub, and a symbol of absolute power. Inside, the yacht is lined with gold-trimmed walls, Italian marble floors, and handcrafted chandeliers worth millions. It features 2 helipads, allowing guests to arrive in complete secrecy, and an underground escape pod in case of an emergency. There's even a fully equipped security command center, rumored to have anti-drone systems, missile detection technology, and encrypted communication channels, making it one of the safest yachts in the world. But Scheherazade isn't the only luxury vessel linked to Putin. Another yacht, Graceful, is a 270-foot masterpiece valued at over $100 million. Originally built in Germany, it was secretly moved back to Russia just before international sanctions hit, a move that raised eyebrows among intelligence agencies. What makes Graceful unique is its transformable dance floor, which with the press of a button turns into a fully functional swimming pool. The yacht also features a movie theater, a lavish dining hall, and state-of-the-art private cabins, all designed for Putin and his most trusted allies. Unlike the extravagant yachts owned by celebrities and billionaires, Putin's vessels aren't just about leisure. They are strategic tools used for off-the-record meetings, discreet negotiations, and exclusive gatherings with Russia's political and business elite. These yachts serve as floating safe zones, away from the prying eyes of journalists, foreign intelligence agencies, and even high-ranking Russian officials. But while the yachts themselves are impressive, what happens on board is even more fascinating. These super yachts are the stage for some of the most exclusive and secretive parties in the world, where billionaires, oligarchs, and world leaders gather behind closed doors. What really goes on at these ultra-private events? And how does Putin use them to strengthen his grip on power? To find out, we need to step inside Putin's secret yacht parties, where the world's most powerful figures indulge in a lifestyle most can only dream of. Owning, or rather having access to, some of the world's most luxurious yachts is one thing. But what happens on board these floating palaces is an entirely different story. Putin's yacht parties are not just about indulgence. They are about control, power, and securing absolute loyalty. These gatherings are where business deals worth billions are finalized, where high-ranking officials prove their allegiance, and where Putin asserts his dominance over Russia's wealthiest and most powerful elites. Unlike celebrity yacht parties filled with paparazzi and social media influencers, Putin's events are shrouded in secrecy. Every guest is carefully selected: oligarchs, government officials, foreign power players, and a handful of trusted allies. Before stepping foot on the yacht, they must surrender their phones and sign strict confidentiality agreements. Every interaction, every conversation, every whispered deal remains completely off the record. The entertainment on these yachts is unlike anything the world has seen. World-class chefs prepare multi-course gourmet meals, featuring delicacies imported from the most exclusive markets. The wine selection alone costs millions, with some bottles aged over a century. The guests are treated to live classical music, private ballet performances, and even world-renowned artists flown in specifically for the occasion. But beyond the extravagance, these events serve a greater purpose. They are loyalty tests. Putin doesn't just use these yacht parties for socializing. He watches, he listens, and he takes note of who stands with him and who hesitates. For Russian oligarchs, an invitation to these events is a sign of privilege and power. But it also comes with an unspoken warning. Loyalty is rewarded and betrayal is not tolerated. Those who remain in Putin's favor continue to enjoy government contracts, financial protection, and access to untouchable wealth. But for those who show even the slightest sign of disloyalty, they risk losing everything. These yacht gatherings may appear to be lavish celebrations, but they are much more than that. They are where the fate of Russia's economy is shaped, where political alliances are strengthened, and where Putin maintains his grip on the country's elite. But these yachts don't just serve as party venues. They are also floating financial hubs, where Putin's hidden wealth is managed and protected. Vladimir Putin's wealth is one of the greatest mysteries in modern politics. Officially, he earns a modest salary and has no significant personal assets. Yet behind the scenes, he controls a financial empire worth over $200 billion, hidden through a complex web of oligarchs, offshore accounts, and secret investments. Unlike traditional billionaires, Putin does not need to own anything in his name. He owns people, and through them, he owns everything. The key to his wealth lies in Russia's oligarchy, a network of billionaires whose fortunes exist because of Putin's protection. These oligarchs operate under an unwritten agreement. They enjoy untouchable wealth and government contracts, but in return, they must remain loyal and act as financial stewards of Putin's empire. Through this system, luxury assets, yachts, mansions, private jets are purchased by oligarchs, but exist solely for Putin's use. If he wants to spend a week on a $1.3 billion super yacht, it's ready. If he wants to retreat to a hidden palace in the Russian countryside, it has been paid for and maintained by loyalists. Much of Putin's hidden wealth is managed through offshore companies and foreign bank accounts, carefully structured to avoid detection. Swiss banks, shell corporations in Cyprus, and real estate holdings in Monaco and Dubai all play a role in keeping his fortune away from international scrutiny. Recent leaks and investigative reports have revealed trillions of dollars flowing through hidden Russian financial networks, much of it believed to be tied to Putin's personal empire. But despite mounting global efforts to expose and freeze these assets, Putin's system is nearly impossible to penetrate. Beyond money laundering and offshore accounts, state-owned energy companies like Gazprom and Rosneft serve as additional sources of personal wealth. These corporations, controlled by Putin's inner circle, generate billions in revenue, much of which is funneled into private investments benefiting those closest to the Kremlin. Putin doesn't need a personal bank account. Russia's richest industries work as his personal financial machine. While Western sanctions have targeted Russian oligarchs, freezing their assets and cutting them off from the global economy, Putin himself remains untouched. His empire is designed to survive any attack, relying on layers of loyalists who ensure his hidden fortune remains out of reach. But this secrecy requires extreme security, and Putin's private yachts are among the most well-guarded assets in the world. Vladimir Putin's yachts are more than just symbols of luxury and wealth. They are floating fortresses, built to protect one of the most powerful and secretive men in the world. While billionaires flaunt their yachts for status, Putin's vessels are designed for absolute security, secrecy, and survival. Every detail, from their location to their onboard technology, ensures that no one can track, access, or infiltrate them. The Scheherazade, Putin's rumored $1.3 billion super yacht, is equipped with state-of-the-art military-grade defenses. It features a no-fly zone above the yacht, electronic jamming systems that block satellite tracking, and encrypted communication lines that prevent interception. The yacht is also rumored to have bulletproof windows, biometric security access, and an emergency escape system, including a mini submarine that allows Putin to disappear beneath the sea if needed. Even the staff on board undergo rigorous background checks, ensuring that only the most trusted personnel are allowed anywhere near the yacht. On top of its security features, the yacht is constantly monitored by Russian intelligence agencies. Putin's movements on the water are never random. His yachts are protected by a fleet of security escort vessels, armed with radar and surveillance systems that detect and eliminate threats long before they get close. The yacht's underwater detection systems are also capable of identifying enemy submarines or underwater drones attempting to spy on or approach the vessel. Beyond the Scheherazade, his second super yacht, Graceful, is equally fortified. Just before Russia's invasion of Ukraine, this yacht was discreetly moved out of Germany and rushed back to Russian waters, raising suspicions that it was being secured from potential asset seizures or cyber infiltration. Intelligence reports suggest that the yacht has hidden escape routes and even a compartment designed for emergency evacuations. Putin's paranoia is well known, and his security measures reflect his deep fear of assassination or espionage. His yachts are among the most well-guarded private vessels in the world, making them virtually untouchable. But what happens inside these ultra-secure floating fortresses is even more fascinating. They aren't just designed for security, they are used for exclusive meetings, secret negotiations, and gatherings of Russia's most powerful figures. Vladimir Putin's super yachts are more than just extravagant floating palaces. They serve as private retreats where power, politics, and wealth converge behind closed doors. These yachts aren't just about luxury. They are off-the-grid meeting spaces where Russia's most influential figures gather away from prying eyes. With every move on land monitored and recorded, the open sea offers Putin something few locations can: absolute secrecy. Inside these lavish retreats, Putin conducts high-stakes negotiations, secures billion-dollar deals, and reinforces his grip over Russia's elite. Russian oligarchs, energy executives, and top government officials are frequently summoned to these exclusive gatherings, where the atmosphere is more than just social. It is political. These meetings shape the future of Russia's economy, energy dominance, and international influence, with contracts and alliances sealed over extravagant feasts and vintage wines. Unlike formal government meetings, yacht negotiations allow Putin to operate without official records, outside the watchful eyes of international intelligence agencies. But it's not just business. These yachts also serve as Putin's personal escape from the pressures of ruling Russia. Away from Moscow, he surrounds himself with hand-picked guests, elite entertainers, and an atmosphere of absolute control. Classical music performances, private theatre screenings, and personal chefs crafting the most exclusive cuisine ensure that every moment is carefully curated. Unlike state banquets or diplomatic events, these gatherings allow Putin to relax in an environment where loyalty is guaranteed and secrecy is absolute. Putin's yacht retreats are a blend of indulgence and influence, where Russia's most powerful figures reaffirm their loyalty in an environment of unimaginable wealth. But as Putin continues to operate behind closed doors, one question remains: how does his billionaire lifestyle compare to the world's most powerful leaders? Vladimir Putin's life of secrecy and luxury is unlike anything seen in modern politics. While world leaders like the President of the United States, Middle Eastern royalty, and European monarchs all enjoy vast wealth and influence, none operate with the same untouchable power and hidden financial network as Putin. What separates him from other leaders isn't just his extravagant assets, it's the way he controls wealth without ever officially owning it. Take Western leaders, for example. The US president resides in the White House, flies on Air Force One, and travels in a fleet of armored limousines, all publicly funded and accounted for. Even billionaires like Donald Trump and Silvio Berlusconi, who enjoyed lavish lifestyles while in power, still had their assets listed under their names. Putin, on the other hand, has built an empire where nothing is officially his, Yet he has access to more luxury than any of them. His yachts, palaces, and private planes are all funded and maintained by Russian oligarchs, ensuring that even if international authorities attempt to freeze his assets, there is nothing directly tied to him. Middle Eastern rulers like Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia or Sheikh Mohammed of Dubai are among the few who can rival Putin's wealth in terms of sheer extravagance. They own gold-plated private jets, palaces made of marble, and fleets of supercars worth hundreds of millions. But the difference is that their wealth is official, inherited through royal lineage and backed by oil-rich economies. Putin